A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. Bryson is usually an author that writes popular travel books, but in this story he deviates to help explain science. As a child, Bryson found that he was very dissatisfied with his scientific knowledge, mostly because he didn't have much of it. Most of the textbook knowledge Bryson acquired as a child never explained the why, how, or when. So he wrote this book not only to help himself learn more about science, but to help you become a little more familiar with it as well by writing a kind of humorous but well thought out book. Other than trying to bring the fundamentals of science to the masses, this book also has this underlying claim that the majority of science goes unrecognized not only by us, but by the science community as a whole. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything about my book because it's a rather large one, but I will tell you about my favorite subject in this book in a way that Bryson would have probably presented it. That subject is the Big Bang Theory, not the TV show, the actual theory. This is the theory that the universe got its start from a massive explosion that created all the necessary elements to kickstart our universe. In the 1920s, Georges Lemaitre was the first person to theorize about the Big Bang, but much like all theories, it was overlooked until the mid-1960s when Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson were building a large communication tower and kept experiencing persistent background noise. While the two men searched and searched for the malfunction they thought was causing the problem, a team just down the road at Princeton, led by Robert Dicke, was trying to find the very thing that was causing the antenna to have issues. The antenna was picking up cosmic radiation from the Big Bang in the form of microwaves. This odd buzzing in the communication antenna ended up winning Penzias and Wilson a Nobel Prize, even though they really didn't do anything other than work at the tower. The Big Bang radiation is actually easily observable in your everyday life. Television static has about 1% of remnants from the Big Bang, so if there's ever nothing on TV, you can always watch the birth of the universe. Now that we know where the Big Bang Theory got its start, we can talk a little about what it is, or what it might have looked like. If you were to take everything in the universe and compact it into the size of a proton, then take that proton and squeeze it down to crazy proportions, you would have the starting point of the Big Bang, otherwise known as the singularity. This singularity is surrounded by an expanse of nothing. But it'll soon become so unstable that it can't stay within its boundaries. Once it reaches said boundaries, it explodes outwards. Since we can't actually be there, one can only dream of what this explosion may have looked like. So there you have it, the universe. And about the time it took to make a sandwich, just about everything around us was created. Gravity and the other laws of physics came first, and the creation of our lighter elements came not too far after. The heavier elements were created much later, as he explains later on in the book. As the underlying theme suggests, Lemaitre's original theory was thrown away until the two tower workers found proof. I continue to notice throughout the book this happens to just about everybody. Even Einstein's amazing theory of relativity that explained just about all of the missing pieces of physics was overlooked for the longest time. This book was geared towards people with a general knowledge of science that want to go a little deeper into it. This is probably why I liked the book so much. It doesn't give me the difficult mechanics of big theories, but it did give me the background information on much of what I've learned from textbooks. It's a rather interesting